Hey, good morning from the basement here in Walla Walla, Washington. And I'm going to show you my Harig Super 612 surface grinder that I've had stored down here for 9 years. And it's about time I got it out. I got it all cleaned up. I'm going to run some power to it. It looks to me like it's going to be fine. I hope you could hear me when I'm not facing the mic. It's looking pretty good. It's about a 1979 vintage. I think I bought it at an auction locally here in 1992. And it belonged to a local company that made wood products. And back then, they made or had the contract to make Lincoln logs, which was a toy where you could make little cabins and things like that. And they also made the ABC wood blocks that kids play with, an old-time toy, little square blocks. And they have embossing on all four sides, and they use this to sharpen the embossing dies. So it's got some local history, and it's just a darn good grinder. Let's have a look at it. Get this loose here. Yeah, this is a Model 6 Super 612, and it's got a really good chuck on it. It's a Hitachi, and it's a super fine pole, and I don't know if you can see it. The poles are really, really fine, and it's really nice for holding thin parts like spacers, bearing spacers, and things like that. And that's what I use this for. A lot of bearing spacers and things like that. So I'm going to get this all wired up here. Here's the controller. It's got an on, off, and release, which effectively demagnetizes too. There's the on-off switch. Here's the elevation wheel here. It's all manual. Now, these Harigs came in, just a second, let me turn this around here a little better. You can hear me for sure. These Harigs came in many different styles. Like this is the plain cast iron ways. They had Teflon ways, and I believe they had roller bearing ways, but this is the plain bearing ways that you can re-scrape, and that's something that I did on this surface grinder, and many shops used to. Instead of waiting for your surface grinder to wear out, you could touch it up during the slow time in the winter if you have a slow time. And this is the table traverse here, and this is the movement in and out, the feed, the y-axis. It's got resettable dials. Real simple but effective. And the machine has just really been accurate. Just been a great machine. I think it's going to be fine. Old practice tells. It's Pope Spindle had bulletins on it and stuff. This is a preloaded ball bearing spindle, and it's Pope Spindle recommends, if you're not using the machine, is rotating this daily. And I wasn't able to do that over 9 years, but every time I could come by the machine, I just reach over and give it a spin. like that. That keeps the bearings from sitting in one spot. And a lot of things can happen over a period of time. It's like the balls have a dissimilar metal than the races, and there can be electrolysis-like effect between dissimilar metals. And then plus with the preload, normal vibrations going on can cause the bearings to vibrate through the grease film and dent the races. In bearing books, they call that false Spindle. But it'll make it so you can feel rough spots. It'll like feel choppy, and this is just smooth as silk here. I think it's because I rotated it every now and then. Well, look at the back. This is the construction of it. It's a one-horse motor, and they have a coupler to the spindle assembly here. Then it's got a tapered hub on the spindle, matching the hub adapter for your wheel. This is the puller here. Now grinders, there's different hubs for different brands of grinders. So this is Harig, I'm sure. It doesn't look like a Sopco hub, but you can buy hubs from Sopco and other places. Just a nice little grinder, and it's going to come in handy. I really kind of missed not having it to use. I can kind of fudge stuff in with the tool and cutter grinder, but this is really nice to have. On its cabinet. The cabinet was painted at one time, but the paint fell off of it. Got a few wheels in there. It's got an electric oil pump that circulates oil to the ways, and you got a view window here. It lubricates real nice. Now, I use this as a wet grinder most of the time, and I'll set that up and such. And over on this side, I'm going to put the sun and hone. See, I'll have a little spot here for that. So that's going to be sitting there. And I got a little bit of a bench over here. There's my old 1970s Snap-ons. Proof that I did not fall victim to cocaine abuse and disco, as so many did in the 70s. Didn't lose my toolboxes. Okay, I don't know what else to say about these little grinders. There's a lot of them like this, and this is the only small grinder that I have experience with. Most of the grinders that I used, and the one at the schools, were larger than this. And this is totally plain, no power feed. I think I mentioned that this has plain ways. Now, some of these have Teflon ways, and some of them have roller ways. And I don't know how to deal with those type of ways when they get a little bit of wear on it. And I have maintained the ways on this by scraping it. And what's nice is don't wait until it gets too wiped out, and it only takes you a couple hours to scrape it. Like every couple of years or something. So, yeah, I use this daily for 13 years. And it's just been a really, really great machine. And another thing that he said, the manual ones, is This is a rack and pinion. I'll look underneath. I think you can see, yeah, see the rack and pinion. Now, some of them had cable, and I don't know how that is. It seems kind of strange. But the rack and pinion is okay. And if you keep it really greased up good, it won't leave any marks that I can detect. But if these get too dry or get junk in them, get real dirty, it'll cause surface finish problems. This grinder just really worked good on surface finishes. Yeah. Just a nice setup, it really is. Looking forward to using it. And I know a few tricks on the grinder. Okay, I got a precision small part I gotta make on a Monarch 10EE. I think I'll do that in another video, but I'll be back with that anyway. You guys have a good day. There we go. I got over here with Chloe. Well, Chloe and I are talking about it, and we're going to work on doing a podcast, and we'll announce it on this quick and fabulous slideshow channel. So stay tuned.